Hey everyone. Not really the best video conditions, but I had to close my garage door because the dogs kept barking. And I really just wanted to make a quick video on the difference in lift height between the tractor on the left, which is the 1025 with the HydrosPlus Lift Plus, and the tractor on the right with stock cylinders. Now, this may be the most unscientific test you can do because I have a 1023 versus a 1025, H120 versus a 120R, R4 tires versus Versaturfs, 22 PSI versus 20. I have no idea what the PSIs are, but you get the point. It's not going to be a scientific test, but it does give me a sense, and I have not done this test before. It gave me a sense. I've actually done the measurement, so I actually know the answer, but this is the first time I've put the two tractors side by side. The perfect test would be same tractor in the same position, and don't move it and change the cylinders out, do the different lift height tests. That's a whole lot more work than I'm willing to do. And, if it were similar to the Kubota, it was like 11 or 12 inches, maybe that would be called for. I don't know, maybe not. But in this case, we're gonna go for good enough. Now, if you don't know, if you haven't seen the Kubota video, you can, let me just explain, how do you get more lift height out of the cylinders? Well, what you need to do, well, to get more lift height, it's simple. You need longer stroke. Longer stroke, everything goes up higher, you get more lift height. But the important part, or at least it is for me, is to maintain how far down you can go. If you add lift height or add stroke and you increase what is your retracted length, so with this completely closed, if you increase that, then you lose the ability to push down or to dig down. These loaders don't necessarily go that far down anyway, so it was important to me to make sure we maintain that. We did that on the Kubota as well, and here's how we did it. As you can see here, this has green paint, it's not been touched, and that means that the cylinder part, the bore part, only goes to here and it stops. Well, we can take advantage of that and grab that additional space, and by doing so, what we do is we add it here, and by doing so, you increase your overall stroke while keeping your retracted length the same. Now for this, we have a whole inch here to work with. The Kubota was like an inch, maybe to an inch and a half. I can't remember exactly how much we were able to grab. But there is a nuance to the 1 Series. It's a little bit different. So going to the 1.75 on the 1 Series, we can get in here, the shadow. This now is wider than can fit inside of here. In this case here, this can fit inside. So this weld here, as it goes down and up, you can actually go in and it doesn't have any interference here. Because this is now wider, we had to increase the length here, and in order to get that back, we grabbed it down there. So the effective stroke increase on this particular model is about somewhere between 1/4 and probably 3/8 of an inch, which doesn't sound like a lot, and it really isn't a lot in most cases. But because of the loader geometry, it actually translates into more than you would think. Same thing happened with the Kubota. We gained like an inch, and that threw us up nearly, I think I measured it at 11 inches. Again, I don't know what the final production number will be, because the models that I had weren't final production, but they should be very close to that. So I'm gonna say 10 inches. I think it'll be just a little bit more than that. But we've got 1/4 of an inch here, translates to 74 inches at this pin. This tractor is 70 inches here, but the tires, 19 inches, 17 inches. 2-inch difference, but that translates to 1 inch in height difference. So this is 1 inch higher. I actually measured it back there as well. It's 1/2 inch higher. I'm sure if somebody wanted to get really specific, this isn't, my extrapolation here isn't exactly right, but this is a 4-inch difference. Effectively, it's 3 inches. Maybe it's a little more, a little less than that because this is forward of those wheels. I don't know. Again, not a scientific test, but I did want to show this to myself as well as to you all, that if you get HydrosPlus Lift Plus, not only are you going to get 35% more lift capacity depending, and that doesn't matter, that is wherever you are at the moment, right? So some of you will turn up your hydraulic pressure. If you're at 2,500 or you're at 1,900, whatever you could lift at any given height, add HydrosPlus and do nothing else, you will have 35% more lift capacity than you had before. Do more pressure and HydrosPlus, and then you've messed up your experiment because it's going to be a lot more. That said, that is the reason to get the HydrosPlus Lift Plus, 35% more lift capacity, 35% less speed. So HydrosPlus stage 2 or stage 3 pump is a good idea as well. Make sure that you keep your speed up. And then as a bonus, about 3 inches of additional lift capacity. Your mileage may vary, but just know you do get some additional lift height, not lift capacity. So nice little bonus for the 1 Series. I have to go do this on the 2038, which I don't have 2 2038, so I have to do that the more manual, slow way. I did the same thing for all of the cylinders that we had to try to maximize the lift height. But the BX is the big gain at about 10 inches so far. I'll have to confirm whether the L Series, I do have the L Series prototypes in the shop now. Can't remember if we were able to get any space on those, but I'll confirm that shortly. Questions, comments, leave them below. Thanks for watching.